Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a new ruling from the Environmental Protection Agency may be impacting power in the Commonwealth. And former President Donald Trump's historic trial continues in Manhattan.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. We are coming up on 5 a.m. on Friday, April 26th. Now let's go on ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Oh, I'm right there with you, Olivia. April 26th, are you kidding me? Man, thought March flew by, right? 41 degrees outside our door here at WYMT, temperature-wise this morning. Pretty much in the 40s, closer to 50 though in some spots. In fact, over 50 as you make your way toward the London Corbin Airport, out towards Somerset and Monticello. This is also where we're finding some thicker cloud cover that has been coming into play over the last few hours. We'll call it clear to partly cloudy in a lot of locations east of 75, but you know, the radar returns right now a little bit more robust versus what's actually happening. It's a lot of dry air close to the ground, so anything that's kind of falling from the base of the clouds, it's evaporating before it gets down to the ground. But there's more moisture lurking out to the west, and this is gradually building our way. So as we head through your Friday, TGIF will continue to slowly increase the clouds as we head through the day. The opportunity for a late day rogue shower and a high up into the mid-70s. We'll call it about 76 in Hazard. More about the first alert 7-day forecast and a summertime feel to the air. It's coming up as we head through this 5 o'clock hour. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. The Environmental Protection Agency announced some strict new rules which will likely impact Kentucky power plants. The EPA says by 2039, coal-fired plants must drastically reduce emissions or shut down. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to those who represent several of the state's electric providers about the announcement.
These rules are designed for power plants to capture the smokestack emissions or to simply shut down. The aim is to transition to what the EPA calls clean energy and to reduce pollution and preserve public health. The rules are targeting coal-fired plants, including those here in Kentucky. The EPA says it is trying to encourage the power industry to make investments to a clean energy economy. Many of the plants are powered by coal, and those that are expected to be operating after 2039 would have to reduce or take hold of 90% of their carbon emissions by 2032. Electric providers in Kentucky are very concerned about the EPA's rules.
We have said all along since this rule was proposed that we believe it's unlawful, that it's unrealistic, that it's unachievable, that it overreaches EPA's authority.
And the EPA's administrator stated in this report that the aim of all of this is to simply cut down on pollution, to make public health much better for everyone, all the while preserving the electricity that America needs. The rules are expected, however, to face some legal challenges, likely even here in the state of Kentucky. In Lexington, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Coal plants that are expected to retire by 2032 would not be subject to the new rules. Kentucky lawmakers secured $2 million for recreational improvements in Leslie County. The Leslie County Fiscal Court was awarded $2 million for the Lico Park project. The project includes plans for a complex with baseball fields, hiking trails, and other activities. Site Supervisor Stephen Carrier says the community is excited about the project.
Even the adults are excited about just seeing the growth and just something coming here, you know, like they've lost so much with all the coal and everything going away, but they're excited about seeing the growth and seeing what's going on up here.
Lawmakers also secured more than $3 million for a gas line going through Leslie County. Both projects were line items in House Bill 1. Former Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis's attorneys are now appealing a recent ruling We told you Wednesday a federal judge has upheld a $360,000 judgment. The Liberty Counsel says they are arguing for Davis' First Amendment free exercise of religion protection. They are calling for the Supreme Court's overturning of a 2015 opinion and contest her liability for damages after Judge David Bunning's refusal to reverse the jury verdict. They also claim she is not liable for damages. This morning, President Trump is due back in court for his Manhattan criminal trial. It follows yesterday's historic Supreme Court arguments, with the 9 justices now poised to decide if Trump has absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts while in office. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
Outside a Manhattan courthouse, former President Donald Trump again repeated his claim that all presidents should be free from criminal prosecution for official acts taken while in office.
A president has to have immunity, or you don't have a president, or at most you can say it would be a ceremonial president.
200 miles away in D.C., justices on the U.S. Supreme Court seem poised to reject Trump's claims of absolute immunity.
If there's no threat of criminal prosecution, what prevents the president from just doing whatever he wants?
Trump is the first former U.S. president to face criminal charges. Yesterday's historic high court arguments stem from special counsel Jack Smith's case, charging Trump with plotting to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election.
Whatever we decide is going to apply to all future presidents.
The justices suggested that presidents should have some level of protection from criminal prosecution for official acts, though with that came more questions.
How exactly would we determine what an official act is?
The Supreme Court is expected to issue its ruling by early summer. If the court decides to send the issue back to lower courts, which have previously rejected Trump's immunity claims, the election interference trial could be delayed until after this November's election. Jared Hill, CBS News.
In a media interview last night, former President Trump described the Supreme Court hearing yesterday as a, quote, very, very good session. If the court decides to send the issue back to the lower courts, which have previously rejected Trump's immunity claims, the election interference trial could be delayed until after this November's election. One other legal development to note: yesterday, a New York federal judge rejected Trump's request for a new trial in the E. Jean Carroll defamation suit. Earlier this year, a jury found Trump liable for defamation against the writer and awarded her over $83 million. A lawyer for Trump says they intend to appeal the decision. And thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. Coming up, Taylor Swift's new album is helping the economy boom, even for a small business across the pond.
Does it involve a Travis Kelce name drop? Oh, gonna find out, right? Temperatures vary across the region. There's a reason why, and of course it's Friday, so we want to know what's going to happen this weekend. All those details with the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up right after this.